Hello everyone, welcome to Success Education. Today we'll be doing the workbook solution for Social Science for Standard 9, Chapter number 2, First World War and Russian Revolution. Before that, if you have not subscribed my channel till now, please do subscribe it for more videos. So we'll be starting with section A. Answer the following questions as required. First one is match the pairs correctly. First one, 1st August 1914, it's option number 3, beginning of the First World War. Second, November 1917, it's option number 5, Russian Bolshevik Revolution. Third, June 1919, it's option number 1, Treaty of Versailles. Fourth, 10th January 1920, it's option number 2, Establishment of League of Nations. Now, second part of match the following. First one, American President, it's option number 4, Woodrow Wilson. Second, British Prime Minister, it's option number 3, Lloyd George. Third, Chief of France, it's option number 5, Klemenko. Fourth, Leader of Menshevik, that is minority, it's option number 1, Kerensky. Now we'll continue with question number 2, that is true or false. First one, the English were the first to establish colonies in southern part of Africa towards the end of the 15th century. It is false. Second, Germany had defeated France in the Battle of Sedan. It is true. Third, the nationalism in Asia was aggressive and parochial. It is false. Fourth, the German philosopher or writer Nietzsche regarded war as a sacred work. It is true. Fifth, tiny Japan defeated mighty Russia in the Russo-Japanese War in 1904-1905. It is true. Sixth, one of the objectives of the League of Nations was to maintain unity and integrity of every nation. It is true. Seventh, 4 nations participated in the First World War on the side of the Allied powers and 24 on the side of the Central powers. It is false. 8. The German economy was shattered by the provisions of the Treaty of Versailles. It is true. 9th, France had defeated Germany in the Battle of Sedan. It is false. 10th, the world was divided into 3 groups during the First World War. It is false. Now we'll continue with question number 3, that is answer the following questions in a word or two. First one, which nation occupied the African territories surrounding the Red Sea? It is Italy. Second, who is involved in the heartbreaking and non-committal events of the modern world? It is First World War. Third, which regions did France lose in Frankfurt's treaty? It is Alsace and Lorraine. Fourth, in which policy did German Emperor William II believe? Aggressive nationalism and imperialism. Fifth, which policy took root in Europe? It is war is welfare. Sixth, what did the German writer Nietzsche express the war? A sacred work. Seventh, a member of which Serbian terrorist organization killed the Prince of Austria and his wife? It is Black Hand. 8. Due to which revolution Russia did not take part in the First World War? It is Bolshevik Treaty. 9th, which American steamer was drawn by Germany during First World War? It is Lusitania. 10th, what did the women from European countries demand during the First World War? It is women franchisee. 11th, which treaty was signed at the end of the First World War? It is Versailles Treaty. 12th, which river of Germany had to be opened for international sea route? It is Rhine River. 13th, which nation did not join the League of Nations? It is America. 14th, which event is considered as one of the most important events in the world history? It is Bolshevik Revolution. 15th, in the year 1905, 1904 and 5, who was defeated in the war between Russia and Japan? It is Russia. 16th, After the fall of Saddam, the power in Russia fell into the hands of which group? It is Menshevik group. Now we'll continue with question number 4, that is fill in the blanks with the correct option, means the MCQs. First one, China was defeated by England in Opium War. It's option number A. Second, at the end of 15th century, King Leopold of Belgium established his rule over Congo. It is option number A. Third, the Treaty of Frankfurt of 1871 AD was the root cause of the First World War. It's option number A. Fourth, German Emperor Kaiser William II was an advocate of aggressive nationalism and imperialism. It is option number C. Fifth, Germany was held responsible for the First World War. It's option number B. Sixth, 22nd January 1905 is described as the Bloody Sunday in the history of Russia. It's option number A. Seventh, England had established a huge empire in Asia and Africa during the 19th century. It's option number B. 8th, the Tsar of Russia were autocratic rulers. It's option number A. 9th, the League of Nations was established on 10th January 1920. It's option number B. Now question number 5, continuing the MCQs. First one, over which African country did the Belgian King Leopold II establish his rule? It's option number D, Congo. Second, which provinces did France lose with the Frankfurt Treaty? It's option number C, Alsace and Lorraine. Third, which treaty sowed the seeds of the First World War? It's option number C, Frankfurt. Fourth, who advocated aggressive nationalism and imperialism prior to the First World War? It's option number B, German Emperor Kaiser William II. Fifth, in which policy did German Emperor Kaiser William II believe? It's option number B, world leadership. Sixth, which treaty was signed at the end of the First World War? It's option number A, Treaty of Versailles. Seventh, the Russian Revolution of 1917 AD was known as which revolution? It's option number D, Socialist Bolshevik Revolution. Now we'll continue with section B. Answer the following questions as required, that are the 2 markers questions. First one, how was Treaty of Versailles unjust for Germany? Germany was humiliated by forcing it to sign the Treaty of Versailles. Germany was declared guilty of war and was forced to pay reparations, war compensation of £6.5 billion to the Allied powers, reduction of German troops and disarmament of Germany was brought about, Rhine Valley was demilitarized, and Alsace and Lorraine was given to France. Mining rights in Saar province were given to France for a period of 15 years. The territories conquered by Germany and its colonies were distributed among themselves by the Allied powers. In this way, the Treaty of Versailles was unjust towards Germany. Second, give reasons. League of Nations established after First World War. The enormous destruction caused by the First World War made the statesmen around the world realize the necessity for world peace and an international organization to work for peace. American President Woodrow Wilson, in his 14-point program, pleaded at the Paris Conference the need to establish an international organization. As a result, the League of Nations was established after the First World War on 10th January 1920. Third one, the Treaty of Frankfurt was the root cause of the First World War. Why? Unification of Germany was brought about after the defeat of France in Franco-Prussian War in 1870. Thereafter, Treaty of Frankfurt was made by France and Germany, whereby France had to pay huge war compensation as well as Alsace and Lorraine provinces to Germany. France was humiliated by the Treaty of Frankfurt and wanted to avenge this humiliation. In this way, the Treaty of Frankfurt was the root cause of the First World War. Fourth, why was the self-confidence of women in Europe enhanced after the First World War? During the First World War, majority of men in the European nations were on the war front. The responsibility of family and various professions were successfully shouldered by women in the absence of men. As a result, the self-confidence of women in Europe enhanced after the First World War. Fifth, 22nd January 1905 is known as Bloody Sunday for Russia. Why? A large peaceful procession was taken out in St. Petersburg under the leadership of Father Gapon to present a memorandum to the Tsar. The Tsar's army opened fire on the unarmed people. Thousands of people died and the show near the palace of the Tsar turned red. Therefore, 22nd January 1905 is known as Bloody Sunday for Russia. Now we'll continue with question number 6, that is explain the following terms. First one, imperialism. Imperialism is the process wherein an ambitious ruler or nation tries to expand the kingdom of annexing the adjoining states. However, modern imperialism implies the conquest of the weak states in Asia and Africa by the European nations for economic gains. Second one, Black Hand. Black Hand was the Serbian terrorist organization. The Prince of Austria and his wife were assassinated by being shot at by a member of the Black Hand. Austria blamed Serbia for the involvement in the act and gave an ultimatum to hand over the culprit to Austria within 48 hours. And here we come to the end of chapter number 2, that is First World War and Russian Revolution. I hope you have understood the complete chapter. If you have any doubts, you can write in the comment section. I'll surely try to answer all the questions. Thank you for watching my video and do subscribe my channel for more updates. Thank you.